if everybody matters, then men matter a lot.
Why you say
Because the New York Times report that dating in New York City has gotten so brutal that some single events are charging women $100 and letting men in for free, and the men still are not showing up. So when you go to some of these single events,
man? Look,
and this is what the article is saying. I'm
Okay.
not going to none of these events.
Yeah.
But when you go to these singles events, it's 80 to 20. 80% single women
yeah.
and 20% single men. And then if they're single man, 20%, they're getting swamped because they got the pick of the litter.
Right.
So the events are not working because women are going there anticipating finding a good man. And when they go there, it's a bunch of men that are being swamped by, all the women and being overpowered by the women. So,
it says here, the reporting comes from the Daily's episode, Is the Swipe Era Over? Which
Yes.
explores how singles are adjusting to life beyond dating apps. And I did hear that people are actually getting fatigued with dating apps and going back to real life.
Yeah, and it was just a young lady going viral talking about how her church had a singles event or whatever, right? So the church had a singles event and she showed up, and the same issue is 70 to 80% women, and then the men are not showing up. And I'll give my theory why men are not showing up. For one, it's a lot of ways now that men can, quote unquote, interact with women, whatever type of woman they want, online. So it's a lot, like that's a kind of a big epidemic of a lot of these loneliness epidemic. A lot of these men just sitting at home, paying for feet pictures, talking to these OnlyFans models. Obviously, the traditional ways of
and meeting somebody at your local grocery store.
A lot of those ways are fading away, and it's partly women's fault. And I'm gonna explain why.
Whoa.
Obviously, there were good things and great things that came out of the Me Too movement, right? Obviously, we know this.
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and say women are lying or doing it. I'm not that guy.
Okay.
Right. However, there were some good things, and one of the bad things and the drawbacks of the Me Too movement is a lot of men just don't approach women anymore. So I have a lot of high, powerful women that are attractive, that are my friends, or that are just women that I know, and they always complain about like men are not being men anymore. They want men to they want men to run up and run some game and try to do this, and they like, when I go out, I don't get hit on like I used to, and I'm trying to explain to them that men are not going up and trying to talk to you anymore because they don't want to allegations nowadays can ruin your career.
Yeah.
You don't have to be convicted of anything.
No.
You don't have to assault anybody. It just gotta look bad. You tap her on the shoulder, hey, how's it going? And oh my God, well, you know what I'm saying? So now a lot of men are just saying, look, I slide in the DMs, I swipe on Tinder, we can text and exchange. But like trying to talk to you in person, a lot of men don't do it no more.
I think that is I think you're over inflating.
That was my first.
Okay. What's the second?
The second reason is social media is putting so much pressure on men and women that a lot of people they have a disease of these unrealistic expectations in their mind.
Okay.
And a lot of it is being perpetuated by the algorithms. You got the red pill guys that's going around talking about how women are just the worst people ever. So it's a lot of men that get pulled up in through that era. They the red pill. So, basically when you hear these red pill dudes, a lot of times I'd be like, okay, do you like women? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these, it's always women are the worst. Never pay for this. Never do that. Never do. And I'm just like, bruh. So there's a big population of the red pill. So that's kind of half of the reason. Another reason is You got the Jada Waders of the world, the Aries of the world, these big influencers and these celebrities that post their lifestyle content.
Okay.
And a lot of women want to be them. So they see Jada Wader with a Louis Vuitton bag and a Birkin bag and all of this, and these celebrities and these superstars buying them this. So regular women want to live that lifestyle. So now they take that lifestyle and put it on regular, everyday working class men, and the men just don't line up based off of the expectations that women have for a lot of them. You got to be 6 feet, make 6 figures. You got to be perfect on all these angles, and a lot of men are just saying like, look, I don't have to do anything.
That's what I was
going to
say.
Try.
That's what I was going to say. I definitely agree that social media expectations have played a huge role in why the dynamics are like, it feels like men have fallen back.
Yes.
And it feels also like women's expectations of relationship roles have kind of changed into, it went from being a provider to being a provider of luxury, right?
Yes. It's not just you're not just expecting me to provide basic necessities, rent, a car note, stuff like that. Now it's like, if you don't buy me a designer bag, do you even like me? And it's like, but I can't afford a designer bag.
But I don't think that is fair to say that is why men are not approaching women. Because if that is true, just hear me out. If that is true that men are not approaching women, there is something that is going on inside of them. They
don't feel if they don't feel like they can fulfill your expectations, why even try? I'm saying, yes, I agree that they're kind of like neutered. They're I don't even want to try. I'm not even about to try. I'm gonna just sit online and swipe and hope
I
get
think
something.
There's a lot of women who and I'm gonna be honest with you. I get this a lot. Like, you're an educated woman. You're very opinionated. You have a very strong sense of like self-determination and integrity. Why? Like, what can I provide for you, or what can I? But like, I get that. What I don't like about that is you're assuming something. You're assuming because I have certain things that you value, you're assuming that therefore my personality must be X. So much that when people actually meet me, talk to me, they're like, "Oh, dang, I didn't think you'd be as cool as you are."
Let me say this. So I have a friend. I'm not gonna say her name. She went to a nice school. I'm from Detroit, so she went to a nice school in Michigan. She made a post. Now, she has a career doing well for herself or whatever. She made a post and said it turns her off if a man admires her for working hard. Now, my response was, well, why do you put that persona? Your whole persona is that you are a hardworking woman. That's what you put out to the world.
Yes.
So why are you mad that a man is attracted to what you put out to the world? You went and got 2-3 degrees. You the one worked 60, 70 hours. You the one talk about being independent, paying all your bills and doing all that.
Right,
you could easily just go do all of that and not post none of it, and attract a man that would want to take care of you and want to do all of that and live that soft girl era. You could easily put soft girl era content out. You don't. You put out I'm a boss grinding content, and the man is
getting it done,
and you are attracting those type of men. So I'm like, you are falsely advertising.